In the 21st century, one of the things that happens a lot is that people talk to other people either about the person they're talking to, or the other person is talking about the person, you. How do you know if they're telling the truth? How can you believe all of the things that other people say? That's what we're talking about in this video. How can you ferret out the differences between those polite acknowledgments and sincere encouragements? I'm Bill Snodgrass. Thank you for being here. Let's get this thing started. So how this topic came up, I was talking to my second son, Nathan, about some things on the YouTube channel. I got a comment from someone. I really appreciated the comments of what they had said, and then I told him what it was, and I said, well, I really hope that was true. And then I got thinking about it. I said, it probably was true, because he didn't have to write that at all. And that's the first way you can tell if a compliment or an encouragement is true, is if it just comes in a situation where it wasn't asked for, it wasn't expected. There was no expectation of someone to say something nice. It's like I didn't walk up and say, hey, what do you think of my new jacket, which actually isn't new, but if this were new and I were to say, what do you think of my new jacket? People are sort of compelled to say, oh, that's kind of nice, and then they just go on. They don't have to say that it's nice, but they could, and they have to say something. When you're just standing there at the locker, you're standing there, at the water fountain or the copy machine, and someone walks up and goes, oh man, I really like that shirt. They didn't have to come up and say that, unless they have some nefarious agenda to come up and try to woo you into something. They did not have to come up at all and say anything to you about your shirt. So the fact that it is unrequired is a good hint that it is probably true. So the second thing to know if someone is actually being encouraging or are they just trying to say something nice is the specificity of what they say. And if someone posts on my video and they go, hey, nice video. I do that sometimes. I'll go to people's videos and I'll watch it and I'll be in a hurry and I liked it, but I just want to say, yeah, nice video. I want to encourage them, but I'm not very specific. Now there are people who will swap likes or swap comments on Instagram or whatever, and those are not always sincere. They're just sort of obligatory, and they're very vague and they're very general. But if someone comes up and says, I really appreciate the way you handled that customer who was so upset about their payment plan, and the way you handled it was great, and the way you diffused, and they're very specific. So the second evidence of sincerity is specificity. If you just tell somebody, say, hey, you look nice today, do they really look nice, or are you just trying to say something polite and kind? Do they really look nice? Or if you walk up and say, wow, the way you redid your necktie today, that's pretty awesome, or that is a pretty amazing, I don't know, I was gonna say hair bow, but I don't know if anybody watching this video even wears hair bows. That's even a thing. So the specificity of the remark. I really like this part of your video where you transition from the long time lapse into the specific talking headshot. Someone may like that. That's a very specific remark, and if it comes unsolicited, it's probably genuine. So two things that will help you decide, is this a for real encouragement or is someone just trying to be nice? Did they have to say anything in the first place? And secondly, were they specific about what they said? Those two things will kind of guide you. If I walk up to someone and go, hey, I just want to let you know, I really appreciate the way I see how you're treating your peers. You're just really kind. You seem like a really nice person. And they go, wow, Mr. Snodgrass, that was weird. Why would you say that? I said that because I think it's true. I didn't say that. That hasn't happened yet. I mean, it's happened in the past, but it hasn't happened this year. But let's just say it did happen. I didn't have to say anything. I could have just gone about my business. But the fact that I went out of my way to go and say something nice to someone probably means that I really believe it. Now, like I said in the copy machine comments, someone may have like a nefarious plan for like they're gonna lure you into some pyramid scheme and get all your money, and they're gonna start off by saying, hey, I really like your profile picture on Facebook. It's Funding Friday, by the way. Hey, Funding Friday's coming up, and yeah. But most of the time, if it's someone that you know and they have no reason to come out of the blue and say something, if they do, it's probably true. And the more specific they are, the more likely it is true. Just think about that. It's very easy to go through the world and always feel discouraged and look around and never feel like anyone acknowledges what you're doing. And sometimes they do, and you blow it off and go, man, they're just trying to be nice. Think about these two things. Maybe, just maybe, they really are being nice. Maybe you deserve that compliment, that encouragement that they gave you. That's all for this episode. If you're watching the video, down in the description section are links to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, hop over to youtube.com/Bill Snodgrass and look at this and all kinds of other videos. Please sign up for notifications, all those things. See you in the next episode.